Good morning, friends. Welcome back to the online classes. Today I'm going to take lesson number 4, Courage and Truthfulness. Summary of the chapter 4, Courage and Truthfulness. So, courage is the ability of mind which enables one to face danger and difficulties with firmness and without fear. It is a good trait of one's character. To be courageous, one has to be truthful and honest with a strong willpower. So, courage is a very important quality in one's person, because the courage is something which helps a person to fight with the danger. Whenever a danger comes, he is able to face the danger. Whatever difficulties are there, with everything, he becomes very strong in that. That courage gives him. Now, to be courageous, first of all, we have to be very truthful, honest, and a strong willpower has to be there. Okay? To be courageous, we must have we should be truthful, there should be honesty in ourselves, and a strong willpower. Courage is not something that can be taught to you through lessons. Courage is a way of life. It can be cultivated by adopting certain good habits in life. So courage cannot be taught through the books. Okay? You cannot simply read some books on courage and you think that I will get courage. No, not at all. It is a part of life. Okay? It has to come through your day-to-day life. It has to be practiced daily. Then only that courage would come in your life. Good environment is very necessary in order to make a child courageous. Lives of great persons who showed extraordinary courage help you a lot to make you courageous and truthful. So, the environment, surroundings of yours. The surrounding of yours is very must. Okay? If your environment is good, and it will definitely help you to be a courageous person. Second thing, you should read, or you should be motivated by reading the books on great people who became very courageous. Okay? Just like Mahatma Gandhi, Abraham Lincoln, and Bhagat Singh, and all those things. So they are very courageous people. So we should read them and get motivated through that. Firefighters risk their lives by going into burning buildings to save the lives of people trapped inside. Policemen and armed forces risk their lives while discharging their duties for the safety and security of the country. Doctors and media persons show extraordinary courage when they do their duty by endangering their lives. They are able to do so because they have been given training to serve the country honestly. Now, whether it is policemen, whether it is army men, whether it is doctors, newspapers, firefighters, whoever for that matter, they all have been trained. They have all gone under training and became courageous. Now, okay, the training also, they have to face the things. Some situations are present, put into them. You might have seen how the army people or the policemen train themselves. They have to be very strict to themselves, disciplined and honest. Okay? They have to be honest, truthful towards their duty. If they do that, then automatically the courage would come. They will be courageous. The real test of courage is in our daily lives. It takes courage to speak the truth as people tell lies to hide their weakness. Yeah. In daily life, as a student in your life, in your daily life, you have to be truthful. You have to say truth instead of telling lies. Usually what happens whenever a teacher asks whether you have completed your homework, whether you have studied, whether you have memorized what I had given to you, usually what happens? Children immediately say that yes sir, or no sir, or whatever. They simply say yes sir. But when it is asked, they do not tell anything. They tell lies, right? They tell lies. Second thing, when something happens in the classroom, when two children fight or somebody abuses, when the teacher asks in the class, to the whole class, who had said the words or who had beaten, who had started the quarreling, nobody answers. Nobody, just keep quiet. So kind of that means you do not have courage. So it is in your daily life, okay, as a student, in your daily life, this courage is there. You have to show that. But since we tell lies, we cannot show the courage. We hide our weaknesses by telling lies. So we should not do that. We should be truthful and honest. It takes courage to speak our mind and not stay silent simply because we are afraid that other people might not agree with us. Of course, there will be conflicting views, and of course, conflict is unpleasant. But not speaking your mind can lead to quite unpleasant situations. So there will be some times where you keep silent, you don't speak. For example, regarding your friend, if your friend has done something wrong, some mischief he has done, and the teacher asking you, since you are his friend, the teacher asks that, do you know whether he has done? And you just keep quiet. Why? Because he is your friend. No? So you don't tell the truth. So what happened? You are not honest. So that courage is not. You do not have that courage to tell the teacher, yes, he has done in this manner. He has mischieved with the people and all. No, we do not tell them because we are telling lies. Because of that lie, that courage doesn't come out. But when you are truth, when you are honest, that courage would definitely come to you. Sometimes we keep silent and do not speak the truth simply because the other person may be annoyed with us. But remember, hiding truth can cause suffering to others. We can be courageous if we speak the truth. Now, why do we do this? Why we don't tell the truth to the teacher regarding the friend? Because we are afraid of him. We are frightened of him. Why? Because we may lose a good friend, or he may take a revenge later on. He may get angry on me and do something to me, or he may just tell lie about me and I may get beaten. So fearing that, we just don't tell the truth. We just frightened of it. Mark Twain once said, "Courage is not the absence of fear; it is acting in spite of it." Okay. So Mark Twain says that courage is not that absence of fear. That means you don't fear. There are people when we ask that, are you afraid of something? He said, no, I am not at all afraid. But that means he is not courageous. Okay, if he is not having the fear, then definitely he is not a courageous, because it is not the absence of fear. He is something else. It is what is it? A courageous person is someone who feels fear, recognizes fear, and still goes on to do what he or she believes is right. So courageous means what? It is the beginning of fear. We feel fear. When I am frightened of something, then I will start thinking how I should face it. I will try to bring out some solutions to face that. And when I work on that solution, then I am a courageous person. So it is not that when somebody says that I am not frightened of anything, that means he is not courageous. Courageous person is that person who has got some fear. When he is frightened of something, he thinks the solution for that. And when he works on that solution, then it's called the courageous. It is difficult for a student who has not done his work to admit it when the teacher checks the homework. That's what I said at the beginning. That when the teacher asks whether you have completed your homework, the student says yes. And when the teacher checks the copy, then he is caught. So that means he is not honest, and because he is not honest, then he is not courageous at all. When one has wandered in the marketplace or played long and reached home late, it takes courage to speak the truth to his parents. Sometimes when you play outside in your home, very especially when after school, when you go home, if you are going by your cycle, on vehicle, your cycle or your auto rickshaw or something, and you happen to get down in between and start playing or wasted some time. When you go home, what do you say? When the parents ask, why did you come so late? You just tell the lie that school was late, something came upon in between, and that's what we do not show the courage to say the truth, what exactly had happened. When George Washington, the first president of USA, was about 6 years old, he was gifted a hatchet by his father. He was very fond of it. He was excitedly going about and chopping everything that came his way. So George Washington, at the age of the first president of USA, when he was 6 years old, his father had given a hatchet. Hatchet means an axe. Okay, an axe he had given, and after getting it, he used to go around and just cut the trees and the plants and everything. He was liking that. He was enjoying it. One day in the garden, while amusing himself by hacking his mother's pea sticks, he chopped off a beautiful young English cherry tree which his father was very fond of. Now what happened? One day, as he was cutting the kitchen wood with his mother, he happened to cut the beautiful cherry tree. cherry plant, which was very fond of by his father. His father was liking that cherry tree very much, but he happened to cut it. The next morning, George's father asked him, "Do you know who destroyed that beautiful little cherry tree in the garden?" The next day morning, the father asked him that who has cut this tree, who has done this. George was stunned for a moment, but quickly recovered himself. He bravely cried out, "I cannot tell a lie, but I did it with my passion." So George was a little shocked. Now he didn't know what to say, but he collected all his courage and said, "Father, I cannot say lie to you. Dad, I cannot say lie to you. It is I who has done it." "Run to my arms, you dearest boy," cried his father in happiness. "George, by speaking the truth, you have made me proud of myself." So the father said, "Come on, hug me. Come to me. Come on and hug me, because you have told the truth. You have made me proud by saying the truth." If he wanted, he could have said that I have not done, I do not know. But the father already knew, because it was his hatchet, it was his axe, because he was cutting everywhere. His father knew about it. So even if he doesn't say, his father knew that he has done, but he was testing him whether he would say lie or the truth. And he was very proud that George Washington said the truth. Often we fail to speak the truth because of fear of scolding, punishment, or losing some personal benefits. By telling a lie, we may escape punishment for a while, but sooner truth will be revealed and we will be put to greater public shame. So often we may we are afraid of telling the truth. Why? Because we may get scolding, we may get punishing, or even we may get we lose some profit or some benefits what we are getting. So that's the reason that we don't say the truth. We just hide it. We just tell the lie instead of. But sooner or later, that lie is caught, and you are ashamed in front of many people. Dishonesty makes you lose your peace of mind, credibility, respect, and friendship. So if you are dishonest, you will lose your peace of mind. That means you won't get any kind of peace, because it will go on that I have told the truth. Someday it will be caught, and then I will be ashamed in front of everybody. They will insult me, and all those things will go on in your mind. Honesty and truthfulness clear your vision of life, your outlook, help you develop positive thinking. So honesty and truthfulness. If we are honest, we are truthful, your life will be easy. It will be simple. You will be very successful in your life. Among all the values, honesty is the most difficult one to practice. In order to teach someone honesty, one has to be honest. That is important. If in your life, the most difficult quality in a human being is honesty. Practice that honesty is very, very difficult. We have to be very strong in that matter, because it is in day-to-day life. Now there is a story about Prophet Muhammad. Now in this story we know that a woman had brought, the dates are found in Arabia, and a woman brought his son to Muhammad, saying that please tell him not to eat the dates because he is eating too much. So Muhammad said, "Can you bring him?" After 1 week. After 1 week, when the woman brings the child, he just says, "Please don't eat the dates." So the mother said, "Why you said now? You have told last week itself." But he said that first I have to stop. He himself was eating dates so much. He said, "I have to control first, then only I can tell him." In order to teach something to others, we must practice it ourselves first. Jesus Christ said, "Truth shall set you free." He was right. Truth shall set you free. If you tell lies, you will be always in that bound, and you cannot be free at all. I hope you might have understood the chapter. Thank you.